Hello, my name's Al and today I'm going to show you how to realign your derailleur hanger. Mech hanger alignment needs to be precise for your gears to work perfectly. However, sometimes you might not be able to get access to the proper tools to do the job. So you can do it by hand, you can use an Allen key. You'll need an Allen key anyway for the other techniques that we're going to show you, one of which is using an adjustable spanner. It's always a good idea to have a spare mech hanger to hand should the worst happen and you break it, or if it's really bent and you'd like to replace it. And this is the proper tool. So this is your rear hanger alignment tool, and this will allow you to get that adjustment absolutely spot on. Even brand new mech hangers can sometimes be out of alignment, so this is an excellent tool to have. It's not cheap, but if you buy one with a few of your mates, it's a good investment. First of all, shift all the way down into top gear at the back, so smallest sprocket. Make sure that the rear wheel is positioned correctly in the dropouts. If it isn't, then we'll get a misreading when we use the gauge. Insert your Allen key into your rear derailleur, or Torx key if you've got certain Campag rear mechs, and unscrew it from the rear derailleur hanger. With that out of the way, we can fit our alignment tool. Screw it into the hanger, and depending on the design, you may have a nut here to help secure it in place and to change the length of the screw fitting. Once it's in there, then we're going to use this gauge here, which adjusts up and down. This is a cyclist rear derailleur hanger alignment tool, and also this gauge here, which we're going to use to line up with the rim. So to start with, we'll position the tool at the 6 o'clock position on the wheel. Doesn't matter where you start it, but we're just going to take a reading from various points around the wheel. The wheel must be true, otherwise you'll get a misreading as well. If you think your wheel isn't true, then use your valve as a point of reference, and we'll move the tool and the wheel around at the same time. So we'll take a reading first of all from 6 o'clock. I'm going to set the height of the tool. So we can see that the end of the gauge is just touching the rim. Then we're going to rotate the tool and the valve and take a reading at 9 o'clock. Again at 12 o'clock, you can see at this point that the gauge has pulled away from the rim. So there is some misalignment here. The mech hanger has actually been bent inwards. Can happen really easily. You might have dropped your bike, you might have fallen over, you might even have mashed it, putting it in the back of the car. So we need to do a little bit of realignment here. What we're going to do is we're just going to use the tool just to bend that mech hanger a little bit. We can move back around the rim and we can check at every point around our virtual clock face to see how our alignment is going. So once you're happy that your hanger is aligned, then we're just going to remove our tool and refit our derailleur. Apply some grease to the threads on the rear derailleur and screw it into place. Be careful to make sure that it's well aligned, because it's easy to cross the threads. They're only aluminium in the hanger. If you pull the mech back, then that'll help the B-tension screw to clear the tab on the mech hanger as well. So just nip that up. And with it screwed in place, we can tighten that securely. Now that everything is realigned, you will need to readjust your gears. So if you check out our video on rear derailleur adjustment, then you'll be able to set up your gears so they're running perfectly again. Our next scenario is you don't have a rear mech alignment tool, you don't have time to go to the bike shop, you're desperate to ride your bike, but you do have an adjustable spanner. Adjust the jaws so that it fits onto your mech hanger and simply use the spanner to align your hanger by eye. It's never going to be perfect, but you should get your bike rideable, and as long as you reset the gears afterwards, then you shouldn't have any issues at all. Then as soon as you can, get yourself a replacement hanger or get yourself down the bike shop and get it fixed properly. If you're out on the road and you have a crash and you bend your mech hanger, then you're going to have to resort to something a little more rudimentary. So if you have an L-shaped Allen key, that's great. You can insert that into the mounting bolt of your derailleur and you can use that as an alignment gauge. Just keep it so it's parallel to your sprockets and use your hand to manipulate the mech hanger. Once everything's nice and parallel and straight, then you know you're in the ballpark. Check your gears, should get you home. If you don't have the Allen key, you're just going to have to resort to grabbing the mech by hand and pulling it back into place. If it's really bent, don't chance it, because there's a good chance you might snap your mech hanger and then you're stuffed. With everything realigned and reset, your gears should be working beautifully. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers!